What's up guys, we're going to be looking at Rehab today by Amy Winehouse. We don't need a capo, okay, you don't need a capo, however you want to call it. And there's only two parts we have to learn. There's the chorus part, okay, and then we go to like the bridge or verse, whatever you want to call it. Okay, two parts. So let's start with the chorus, the main part. We'll start with the chords and then I'll get into the strumming. So our first chord is C7. Alright, so for this chord, you want to have your third finger on the A string, your middle finger here, second fret on the D string, fourth finger here, third fret on the G string, first finger, first fret on the B string, open E. Okay, quite tricky. So take your time with that, especially you're not used to using your pinky. Now to practice changing chords, you want to just take your hand away, find the chord. Take your hand away, find the chord. And strum through every string to make sure that you can hear everything clearly. Now, one thing you need to watch out for. We don't want to hear this low E string. Okay, it won't sound wrong per se, but we want the lowest note to be C. So what I do is I bring my thumb down until it touches the string and it stops it from vibrating for very long, okay? And that just means you can strum everything. Yeah, so if you bring that thumb down until it touches the E string, then that'll stop it from ringing. Now, the second chord is G7. I ain't got the time if my daddy think, and we just slide it down. Now, most of you are going to struggle because this is a bar chord. Alright, so I'll show you the bar chord version first, and then I'll show you a few alternatives. Alright, so for the bar chord, you want to have your third finger, fifth fret on the A string. You want middle finger, second fret on the G string. Okay, it's always good to start with the side fingers before you use the bar finger. Alright, just so you can kind of drag this finger in. So get these two ready first. Now, what I want you to do is stretch out and sort of pull your first finger in so it covers the whole of the third fret, every string, right? And just really squeeze it in. You'll see my thumb is directly behind this finger, like a crab, pincer crab I call it, right? It's directly behind. So add these fingers and then really pull that in. Okay, a lot of this is just sort of tendon strength, wrist strength, okay? If you struggle to get all, it might sound like this for you, because you can't push that in hard enough. Over time, this gets much stronger and you can do this really comfortably, alright? Now when we get to F7, it's the same thing, we just move down 2 frets, alright? They try to make me go to rehab, but I said no, no, no. Skip ahead, I ain't got the time. So that's where it is. If my daddy thinks I'm fine, they try to make me go to rehab, but I said no, no, no. So these 3 chords work for that whole chorus. I'll show you the rhythm in a second here. For those of you that struggle with these chords, let me show you an easier way. So for G7, you can do this. Alright. So you want your third finger, third fret on the E string, middle finger, second fret on the A string, open D, open G, open B, and then this note is very important. Make sure you get this. First finger, first fret on the E string. Okay, this is G dominant 7th. Alright, and we want the note F in there to get the dominant 7th note, alright? So that's an easier way. If I was to play this live, by the way, so I actually played this at a gig recently, an acoustic gig, and I would do the bar chords just because I get this kind of movement in there. But in theory, this chord's going to sound louder because you have more open strings, more vibration, more noise, right? So actually this is a perfectly viable way of playing it. So for F7, if you want an easier way of playing this, what I used to do when I used to struggle, because bar chords are easier, the higher up the neck you go, the easier they get. For me personally, the lower ones, the frets are further apart, right? So it's a little bit trickier to stretch over and squeeze it down. So what I used to do is I used to use my thumb and play like this. Right? Then you don't have to bar the whole fret. So let me explain. So place your middle finger on the G string, 2nd fret. Okay, 2nd fret on the G string. Then your first finger, you need to sort of bring your hand up so that your palm is right against there, like you're going to grab the neck and pick it up, and then kind of squeeze in your first finger from the D string all the way down. So try and play that D string, G string, B, E. Alright, now to finish, just bring your thumb over, okay, 1st fret on the E string. Make sure you block the A string, so make sure the thumb is actually touching the A string too to stop it from ringing, but make sure the E string is ringing. Okay, you really can squeeze that in. Okay, so I ain't got the time, and if my daddy thinks I'm fine. Alright, so a little easier maybe than the bar chord. It's quite tricky to get it perfect, that's the problem, okay? Or the other alternative, it does sound a bit weird going up to a different part of the guitar neck, but you can just use your C7 shape, move it all the way up to the 8th fret, as in, here's the 8th fret, it starts on the 6th fret. Okay, so it's the same as the C7 shape, but when we take it here, now the root is F, so we have F7. Right? So, I ain't got the time, and if my daddy thinks I'm fine, they try to make me go to rehab, but I say no, no, no. Alright? So once again, just to clarify, for G7 we can play this bar chord or open version. For F7 we have either bar chord, thumb, or we use our C shape. Alright, so let's take a look at the rhythm, let's take a look at the right hand, and then we're done for this section. Right, for those of you that want to kickstart your guitar learning abilities so that you can perform one day, potentially make money and travel playing the guitar just like me, then click the link in the description, also in the comment section, and sign up to my premium lessons on my website, alright? We'll get you started right away learning the guitar for real. There's a couple of tricks we can do, but for now let's keep it simple. The main rhythm I play is so, if I slow this down for you, I'm playing down, slap, up, slap, up, down, up, slap, slap, down, slap, up, slap, up, down, up, slap, slap, down, slap, up, down, up, slap, slap. So for those of you that have never done a slap before, you just use the palm of your hand just into the strings, and then you basically strike through with your plectrum at the same time. Right, and then it kind of works like within your strumming pattern, it fits in nicely. Alright. Also, you want to kind of pulse this hand, the fingers, only put them in when you want the note to sound, when you want the chord to sound, and then you release the pressure in between. Watch. You see that? And then I make sure that they're short. Bum, 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 bum. Otherwise it sounds like this. Right. So having the slap, having the pulses just makes it more staccato-y where you need it to be. And we can do this for the whole chorus. So they try to make me go to rehab, but I said no, no, no. Yes, I've been in bad, but when I'm coming back, you no, no, no. Then we change, same thing. I ain't got the time. If my daddy thinks I'm fine, they try to make me go to rehab, but I said no, no, no. Okay. Now you notice that I changed the rhythm a little bit. All right. I've given you guys the bass rhythm. Okay. Not the bass guitar rhythm. I mean like a basic structural rhythm that you can follow for the whole thing if you want to. All right. Obviously, once you develop your playing a bit better, you can just kind of change it on the spot. All right. You can just add in little inflections here and there. Now, just to make sure you understand where we change chords, let me just sort of count along with you, right? So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, and again 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3. So we have 8 bars on C. Then we change 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 2 on the G, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 2 on the C, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, so I've tried to kind of express that in the way the chords are written there. You can see how many are written down. Alright, so we're on C7 for quite a long time. So one thing I like to do just to spice it up a bit is I add in you see that. So number 1, you can slide in. It's like a semitone. So you go down 1 fret, which is a semitone, and then that's how you start. Up, down, up, down. Okay. I mean, don't do it every time or it sounds a bit silly, in my opinion. But you can just add that in now and then. It sounds cool. You can also add the bass line. So basically the 3rd finger comes up, 3rd fret on the E string, open A, and then the chord. So you can pick up, down, up, down. Up, down, up, down, up, down, up, down, up, down, up, down. Alright, so that's pretty much all we need to know for the chorus, guys. The second part we need to learn, and the final part, is this kind of verse or bridge, whatever you want to call it. I'd rather be at home with Ray. I ain't got 17 days. And then it repeats. So we have 4 chords. We have E minor, A minor, F, and A flat. So the first chord, E minor, nice and simple, guys. We have open E, we've got middle finger, 2nd fret on the A string, 3rd finger, 2nd fret on the D string, and then you just have open G, open B, and open E. Alright, for A minor, the 2nd chord, we have this. So open A, 2nd finger, 2nd fret on the D string, 3rd finger, 2nd fret on the G string, 1st finger, 1st fret B string, open E. Alright. So that's 2 chords there. Now we have one more shape, because if you notice, F, we just move it up for A flat. Okay, it's the same shape. So we just have to learn it once, and then we just move it along to fret 4. Okay, so for this shape, you can play as a bar chord, basically F7, but the pinky's down this time. Or you can do it a much easier way, with the thumb over, which is how I would probably play this on a gig. Alright, just what it means, the reason it's easier is because if your arm is straight, then obviously your tendons are just in a much safer, natural position. If you put your wrist down for a bar chord, look at that. Obviously there's going to be a little bit of strain, so you get tired quicker. So you might as well use your thumb where you can, in my opinion. So we have third finger on the A string, 3rd fret. Fourth finger, also 3rd fret on the D string. Middle finger here, 2nd fret on the G string. Then first finger, 1st fret on the B string. And if you want to, you can actually flatten the finger and get 2 notes at once. Alright. Then add the thumb for the bass note on the 1st fret. Okay, now for A flat, same thing, just on fret 4. Okay. Now, to keep things simple with the rhythm, let's just do the same as the chorus. Alright, so we can play. I'd rather be at home with rain. I ain't got 17 days. And again, I said I'm gonna lose my baby. So I always keep a bottle in it. Then we have G7. I just play down, 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 F7. It don't come in the chocolate. You try to make me go back into the chorus, right? So just to clarify, we go through this twice. Oh, I just need a friend. And on the second time, straight into this. Alright, so there you go, there's Rehab, the 2 sections we have, alright. In terms of the structure, just play along to the song and you realize how it goes. It just like, it's chorus, verse, chorus, verse. Then there's like a half chorus. Okay, there's a chorus that's shorter, it just stays on the C7 for 8 bars. And you'll notice it goes straight into, man said, why do you think you... It goes straight into a verse after that 3rd chorus. Then I'm pretty sure there's just one more chorus and the song ends. I said no, no, no. And you can play the chord when she sings just to finish. No, no, no. Down, down, up. That's how I usually finish the song. They tried to make me go to rehab, but I said no.